Have you ever wondered how some people become world-class at not just one, but multiple disciplines? What if I told you there is a secret to learning that can unlock your potential in anything you pursue? Today, we're diving deep into a book that holds that secret, The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin. This isn't just another self-help book. It's the personal journey of a true master. Josh was a chess prodigy, the real-life kid from the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer. But then he did something incredible. He walked away from chess at his peak and became a world champion in Tai Chi push hands, a completely different martial art. How? By mastering the art of learning itself. In the next 10 minutes, we'll unpack the core principles from his book that can help you learn faster, perform better under pressure, and turn your passions into true expertise. Stick around, this might just change the way you approach everything. First up, let's talk about a huge idea from the book, entity versus incremental theories of intelligence. This sounds academic, but it's super simple and powerful. Do you believe your talent is fixed, like you're either good at math or you're not? That's the entity view. Or do you believe that you can grow and improve through effort and practice? That's the incremental view. Waitzkin argues that the incremental mindset is the absolute foundation for high-level learning. Think about it. If you believe your ability is fixed, a setback feels like a final judgment on your talent. You'll avoid challenges to protect your ego. But if you see challenges as opportunities to grow, failure becomes your greatest teacher. Every mistake is just data, a clue on how to get better. This shift in perspective is everything. You stop fearing failure and start embracing the process. It's about loving the struggle because that's where the real growth happens. So how do you apply this? Waitzkin introduces a powerful technique he calls making smaller circles. Imagine you're learning to play the guitar. At first, your movements are clumsy and wide. You're thinking about every finger placement. Making smaller circles is the process of refining that skill until it becomes second nature, smooth and effortless. You're internalizing the technique so deeply that it becomes part of you. Waitzkin did this in both chess and martial arts. He would break down complex skills into jiu-jitsu's most fundamental components. He'd practice a single chess endgame or a specific martial arts movement thousands and thousands of times. He wasn't just drilling mindlessly. He was focused on form to leave form. You master the technical rules so completely that you can eventually forget them and operate from pure intuition. It's like a jazz musician who knows all the scales but can improvise a beautiful solo on the spot. This idea of deep, focused practice is crucial. Waitzkin emphasizes quality over quantity. An hour of intense, focused practice is worth more than 5 hours of distracted, half-hearted effort. He talks about drilling down to the essence of a skill. Instead of learning 10 different chess openings, he would master one or two so deeply that he understood all their nuances and could handle any variation his opponents threw at him. He calls this investing in loss. He would intentionally put himself in difficult, uncomfortable situations in practice. He'd play against styles that made him struggle. Why? Because that's how you find your weaknesses. You have to face them head-on in a low-stakes environment, so when the pressure is on in a real competition, you've already been there. You've already solved that problem. This builds not just skill, but incredible psychological resilience. Now, let's talk about performance under pressure. This is where Waitzkin's insights from martial arts really shine. He learned that your mental and emotional state is just as important as your physical skill. The key is to build a pre-performance routine. This is a consistent sequence of actions you do before every competition or high-stakes event. For Waitzkin, it might involve specific stretches, breathing exercises, and listening to a particular song. The routine isn't superstition. It's a psychological trigger. It tells your mind and body, it's time to perform. This creates a bubble of familiarity and calm even in the most chaotic environments. It helps you transition from your normal state to your peak performance zone. You can create your own routine for anything: a big presentation at work, an important exam, or an athletic competition. The consistency is what anchors you. Another huge part of managing pressure is learning how to recover. No one can maintain peak intensity forever. You'll burn out. Waitzkin discovered the importance of oscillating between stress and recovery. He learned to use breaks effectively, even micro breaks within a competition. He would train himself to be able to completely relax and disengage for a minute, and then snap back into full focus. This is a skill you have to practice. He suggests that after a period of intense work, you should engage in an activity that uses a different part of your brain or body. Go for a walk in nature, listen to music, meditate, or just let your mind wander. The goal is to fully recharge so you can come back to the task with renewed energy and clarity. This rhythm of stress and recovery is the key to long-term sustainable high performance. It prevents burnout and keeps the learning process enjoyable. One of the most profound ideas in the book is what Waitzkin calls the soft zone. He describes this as a state of relaxed focus, where you are completely present and adaptable. It's a state of flow. You're not rigid or tense, you're flowing with the situation. He compares it to how a martial artist can absorb an opponent's force and redirect it, rather than meeting it head-on with brute strength. In this state, distractions don't throw you off. An unexpected event, a noisy crowd, or a mistake doesn't shatter your concentration. You simply notice it, acknowledge it, and return to your center. This is the opposite of being a fragile performer who needs everything to be perfect. Building this soft zone comes from all the other principles combined: the incremental mindset, the deep practice, and the stress and recovery cycles. You become internally referenced, not externally distracted. So how do you cultivate this soft zone? Waitzkin's method is to use adversity as your training ground. He calls it using your emotions as a compass. When you feel frustrated, angry, or scared during practice, don't suppress it. Instead, investigate it. Why are you feeling this way? What triggered it? Use that emotional spike as a signal. It's pointing to a weakness in your mental game. Then you can work on building triggers to bring yourself back to a calm, focused state. For example, if you get frustrated after a mistake, you can practice a simple routine. Take a deep breath, reset your posture, and focus on the very next step. By repeatedly practicing this in low-stakes situations, you build the mental muscle to handle emotional storms when the stakes are high. You learn to ride the waves of emotion instead of being crushed by them. Finally, Waitzkin brings it all together by talking about the journey of personal expression. The ultimate goal of learning isn't just to become a perfect technician. It's to internalize the fundamentals so deeply that you can express your own unique style. You master the rules to creatively break them. In chess, it was moving beyond textbook openings to play with his own unique, creative flair. In martial arts, it was developing a style that was uniquely his, tailored to his body and his psychology. This is the art in the art of learning. It's the journey from being a student who copies the masters to becoming a master who creates something new. It's about taking all the knowledge and skills you've acquired and making them your own. The process is the prize. The joy is in the continuous journey of growth, discovery, and self-expression. To sum it all up, the art of learning isn't a list of hacks. It's a philosophy for life. It starts adopting an incremental mindset, believing you can grow. Then you commit to deep, focused practice, breaking skills down and making smaller circles until they're second nature. You build psychological resilience by investing in loss and creating pre-performance routines to handle pressure. You learn to sustain your energy by mastering the rhythm of stress and recovery. And through it all, you cultivate the soft zone, a state of relaxed flow where you can adapt to anything and use your emotions as a guide. Ultimately, this journey leads to a place where you can express your own unique voice in whatever you do. It's about loving the process, embracing the struggle, and realizing that the principles of learning are universal. The same art that creates a chess grandmaster can create a world-class artist, scientist, or entrepreneur. It can create a better you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this summary of Josh Waitzkin's incredible book has given you some powerful ideas to apply in your own life. If you found this valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the best books on learning and performance. Let me know in the comments which principle resonated with you the most. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.